1. 1969 Lincoln Continental, $10,000, Tifton, Georgia. Let's start with a classic piece of late 60s luxury, the 1969 Lincoln Continental, finished in a striking gold exterior with a matching gold interior. This is a two-door model, which is already quite desirable, since most Continentals from this era were four-door sedans. The car is in decent condition for its age and still runs and drives, though the seller does mention it has a power steering leak that will need attention. The windows are functional and the tires and wheels look presentable, making it roadworthy with just a little work. Rust is minimal, with only a small amount found on the top fenders, while the lower body panels are said to be solid. What's interesting here is that the paint appears original, and that golden finish gives the car a timeless look. With just a bit of maintenance, this Lincoln could become a very comfortable weekend cruiser. Offered at $10,000 with a Georgia bill of sale, it's a rare chance to own a big, bold American luxury coupe. Two, 1968 Ford Mustang Coupe, $10,000, Lebanon, Kentucky. Next, we have one of the most iconic classics of all time, the 1968 Ford Mustang Coupe. This one is finished in red with a black interior and is powered by a 200 cubic inch inline-six engine paired with a 4-speed manual transmission. The odometer reads just over 43,000 miles, though the seller notes the true mileage is unknown. Importantly, the previous owner replaced the floor pans and frame rails and even had the engine rebuilt, which means much of the structural and mechanical work has already been addressed. The car has been repainted red, and while it looks great from a distance, it does have some imperfections up close. Inside, most of the interior has been swapped to black, but a few finishing touches like a new headliner and trim pieces will complete the look. It runs, drives, and stops, though the doors could use alignment and the carburetor could benefit from a rebuild. At $10,000 or best offer, this Mustang presents an excellent opportunity for someone who wants a stylish classic that's already road-ready but still leaves room for personal touches. 3. 1968 Chrysler New Yorker 440, $7,500, Midland, Michigan. Now let's look at something a bit larger and equally impressive. The 1968 Chrysler New Yorker, powered by the legendary 440 cubic inch V8 engine. Painted green with a matching green interior, this car has a very 60s personality and a strong road presence. The ownership history is well documented. Originally purchased new in Michigan, it was then taken to Arizona where it lived until the mid-1980s before being returned to Michigan. Since then, it has been kept mostly in a garage and only driven occasionally during the summers. The car was parked about 20 years ago due to a bad starter, but recently it's had a new starter, new battery, fresh oil change, and a radiator flush, so it's back in running condition. The paint was redone about 30 years ago, and while there are a few scuffs, it still presents well. The seller does advise replacing the old Sears tires before doing any serious driving. At $7,500, this is a mostly original, well-preserved big block Chrysler that would make a great weekend cruiser or restoration project.
Four, 1955 Dodge Coronet, $6,900, Madison, Virginia. Here's a mid-50s gem, a 1955 Dodge Coronet two-door hardtop finished in blue with a silver interior. While it carries the look of the original 50s classic, under the hood it's hiding something special, a 360 Magnum engine with fuel injection and an overdrive automatic transmission. That means you're getting the classic 50s styling with much more modern performance and reliability. The drivetrain reportedly has around 27,000 miles, and the car also features a Chrysler 8¼ rear end from the 60s, along with aftermarket gauges and a new battery. The interior is original and showing its age, and the paint is older with some light rust visible, but overall the body is solid. It has been sitting for a while, but the seller says it's now back to running and driving. With some TLC, this Coronet could be a fantastic mix of vintage looks and modern drivability. Offered at $6,900, it's a very approachable way to get into a mid-50s American classic. 5. 1965 Mercury Comet Caliente, $10,000, Cumming, Georgia. Finally, we have a stylish compact classic, the 1965 Mercury Comet Caliente. Finished in white with a green interior, this one is equipped with a 6-cylinder engine and an automatic transmission, and it was even optioned with factory air conditioning, which was quite a luxury in the mid-60s. The Caliente was the top trim level of the Comet line, and it offered buyers extra style and comfort compared to the base models. With its sharp body lines, chrome accents, and elegant interior, this Mercury is a perfect example of a car that doesn't always get the same attention as Mustangs or Galaxies, but still offers plenty of classic appeal. At $10,000, this Comet is a solid entry into the world of 60s American cars, something you don't see every day, yet still affordable and approachable for someone looking for a unique cruiser. 6. 1967 Ford Fairlane, $10,000, Madison Heights, Virginia. Next up, we have a sharp 1967 Ford Fairlane, a classic mid-sized muscle-era car with lots of character. This example shows just over 62,000 miles and comes with an automatic transmission finished in gray with a black interior. The seller notes that it has only had 2 owners, which adds to its appeal for collectors who value history and originality. The car is fully paid off and ready for its next caretaker. Fairlanes from the late 60s offered a nice balance between everyday drivability and sporty looks, and this one looks like a solid foundation for either a fun weekend driver or even a restoration project. At $10,000, it's a very approachable way to get into the muscle car era without paying Mustang or Chevelle prices.
I bought it back on the trailer. I drove around the block.
7. 1962 Ford Thunderbird Coupe, $9,500, Louisville, Kentucky. Now let's go back a little further to the early 60s with this 1962 Ford Thunderbird Coupe. This car has just under 89,000 miles on the clock, and it's finished in a classy beige exterior with a tan interior. According to the seller, the car runs, drives, and stops properly. It's described as being pretty much rust-free, aside from some minor surface rust in a few areas. The brakes work great and it drives straight, which means the fundamentals are all in good shape. This T-Bird is being sold as a great survivor car and could be an ideal winter restoration project for someone who wants a stylish early 60s cruiser. Priced at $9,500, it's offered for sale or trade, making it a flexible option for enthusiasts who might want to swap projects.
8. 1964 Chevrolet Impala Sedan, $7,900, Clayton, North Carolina. Here's a real American classic, the 1964 Chevrolet Impala in white with a gold pearl finish. This one is a 4-door sedan, often referred to as a Biscayne, powered by a 283 V8 with a small cam paired to a 2-speed Power Glide transmission. The seller notes that the car recently received new paint with a clear coat finish, which really gives it a fresh shine. Like many classics of this era, it does have some body filler, Bondo, in the panels, and both the floors and trunk have been patched. Still, it's a presentable driver with lots of potential. Recent work includes a new master cylinder and brake lines, though the wheel cylinders are still leaking, so a bit more brake work is needed before taking it on long trips. The car does start, run, and move, and the seller has a clean North Carolina title in hand. At $7,900, this Impala makes a great entry point for anyone who wants a classic Chevy without breaking the bank. 9. 1968 Ford Mustang, $6,000, Birmingham, Alabama. Of course, no classic car list would be complete without a Mustang, and here we have a 1968 Ford Mustang Coupe finished in blue. This one comes with an automatic transmission and is being sold as a running project car. The good news is that it has new tires and no major body damage. The seller says there are no dents, which is a big plus for a Mustang of this age. On the mechanical side, it does need some attention, specifically a head gasket replacement or repair. At $6,000, it's priced very fairly for a Mustang project, especially since the body appears straight and clean. With some mechanical work, it could easily be brought back to life as a fun weekend cruiser. 10. 1965 Ford Galaxy 2-door hardtop, $1,000, Crane Hill, Alabama. Finally, we wrap up with an incredible bargain. A 1965 Ford Galaxy 2-door hardtop offered for just $1,000. This one is essentially a roller project, as it currently has no engine. Originally, it came with a 390 V8 paired with a 3-speed manual plus overdrive transmission, but today only the transmission and radiator remain. The good news is that the body is described as straight and solid. The glass is good, and the car overall is in a condition that makes it a very worthwhile project foundation. For just $1,000, this Galaxy is the kind of affordable starting point that lets you build the car exactly how you want it, whether that's restoring it to factory spec or creating a custom street machine.